Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're diving into a vital topic for anyone in the homeschooling journey: the importance of prioritizing relationships over roles. Let's explore how focusing on our connections with our children can transform our homeschooling experience. Homeschooling is a unique journey that blends the role of parent and teacher. As we dive into this topic, let's reflect the real challenges that many homeschool families face. Let me share a story about a friend of mine, whom I'll call Sarah, and her daughter, Emily. Emily was always a spirited child, brimming with creativity and zest for life. From an early age, she loved to explore, express herself through art, and engage in imaginative play. However, as Sarah began to emphasize academics, Emily's natural curiosity began to wane. What started as a minor resistance to certain subjects soon escalated into a full-blown standoff. The classroom was once a place for joy and discovery, transformed into a battlefield of frustration and tears. Sarah found herself torn between her dual roles as a disciplinarian pushing for academic excellence and as a nurturing mother wanting to maintain a loving relationship. The tension escalated over time, with Emily feeling increasingly pressured to perform. The interactions became fraught with conflict, and the bond they once cherished was starting to fray. One pivotal moment encapsulated their struggles. Emily, overwhelmed and exhausted from the constant pressure, looked her mom in the eye and firmly said no to another spelling test. This wasn't just an act of defiance, it was an accumulation of her emotional turmoil, a clear signal that something had to change. That moment served as a wake-up call to Sarah. She realized that the focus on academic success was damaging their relationship, and she had to reconsider their approach. That night, Sarah found herself tearfully praying for guidance. She felt a mix of frustration and fear, frustrated with how things had spiraled and fearful of losing her relationship that she once had with Emily. After reflecting on her priorities, she realized that she needed to step back from her teacher role to protect their bond. Sarah's breakthrough came when she decided to hire a tutor. Karen, a veteran homeschooler who had successfully navigated similar challenges with her own children. Reaching out to Karen was a significant step for Sarah. It wasn't an easy decision to relinquish control over Emily's education, but she knew it was necessary for both of them. Karen brought a fresh perspective and a wealth of experience. When Emily began tutoring with Karen, the pressure of performing for her mom dissipated. She started to rediscover her love for learning and a supportive environment. Karen's approach was much more relaxed and tailored to Emily's interests, which reignited her enthusiasm for school. As the weeks went by, Sarah noticed a remarkable transformation in both Emily and herself. Emily once again became that eager learner, excited about subjects that she once dreaded. Meanwhile, Sarah and Emily began to repair their relationship, rediscovering the joy and connection that they had lost during those tense months. They started spending quality time together outside of schoolwork, engaging in activities they both loved, such as hiking and painting. Today, Emily is not just a student, she's one of her mom's closest friends and even a business partner. This experience teaches invaluable lessons for all homeschooling families. Never sacrifice your relationship for the sake of academics. Not everyone can hire out their tutoring, and not everyone wants to, but we need to learn that we need to prioritize relationships above academics. When we prioritize the connections with our children, everything else falls into place. Recognizing the importance of nurturing relationships over rigid roles can lead to a more fulfilling and enjoyable homeschool experience. Now let's look at some practical tips to help you prioritize relationships while homeschooling. Each tip is inspired by a story of homeschooling parents and what they went through, showcasing how they navigated the challenges while maintaining strong bonds with their children. Jennifer struggled to communicate effectively to her middle child, Mia, who was a quiet and often lost in her own world kind of child. Mia had academic struggles also, and Jennifer decided to take action. One day, she sat down with Mia and asked how she was feeling about everything: school, friends, and her relationship. It took some time, but eventually Mia began to open up. Jennifer learned that Mia felt overwhelmed by expectations placed on her, and she was afraid of disappointing her mom. By prioritizing communication, Jennifer was able to adjust their homeschool routine and better meet Mia's needs. Their academic improved, their relationship improved significantly, and Mia began to thrive academically as she felt supported and understood. So the tip here is to keep the lines of communication open. Regularly check in with your children about their feelings towards school and home life. This not only helps your children understand their needs, but it also increases your bond together. Sometimes we have to set clear boundaries. Laura, a mom of two energetic boys, faced challenges in setting boundaries between her roles as a mom and teacher. Her oldest, Ben, often tested her patience during school hours, leading to tension. After reflecting on their dynamic, Laura realized that Ben needed clarity about when she was the teacher and when she was simply just a mom. So she began to establish clear boundaries. She communicated explicitly when they were in school mode and when it was family time. The shift not only reduced friction in their relationship, but it also allowed Ben to engage positively during lessons. Knowing what to expect during their school hours made their family time more enjoyable and less stressful. So define when you're in teacher mode and when you're just a mom. Let your children know that while their education is important, their relationship with them comes first. Melissa is a mom of 4. She found herself constantly correcting her youngest daughter, Chloe, during school time. Chloe was strong-willed and often resisted Melissa's attempts to guide her through lessons, leading to frustration on both sides. One day, after a particularly challenging session, Melissa took a step back and reflected her approach. She realized that she was more focused on correcting Chloe's mistakes than encouraging her efforts. Determined to change, Melissa began to practice gentle discipline. She started by acknowledging Chloe's efforts before offering guidance on how to improve. This shift not only made a significant difference in their relationship, but also created a more positive learning environment. Chloe became more receptive to feedback, and their homeschool days became less stressful and more enjoyable. When correction is needed, approach it with grace. Remember, your goal is to guide and teach, not to break the spirit. Be gentle and patient in your correction. Celebrate your achievements together. Annie made a point of celebrating all achievements, big or small. Her daughter, Emma, struggled with reading, and it took her a long time to grasp the basic concepts. One day, Emma finally read an entire book on her own and celebrated it like she had just won a gold medal. This wasn't just about reading, it was about recognizing Emma's hard work and her perseverance to learn how to read. By celebrating achievements, reinforced the importance of effort and persistence. Emma's confidence grew, and she began to approach her schoolwork with a positive attitude. So make sure you take time to celebrate both big and small achievements. This reinforces positive behavior and strengthens your bond as a mom and child. Make sure that you're flexible. Natalie, a homeschooling mom of 3, learned the importance of flexibility when her youngest son, Jake, was diagnosed with a learning disability. Jake struggled to keep up the curriculum that Natalie had planned, causing stress for both of them. Natalie realized that sticking rigidly to her schedule was doing more harm than good, so she decided to be more flexible. They slowed down and they adapted the lesson to fit Jake's pace. This flexibility allowed Jake to learn at his own speed, and the pressure of their relationship eased. Natalie's willingness to adapt made Jake feel like he was supported and understood. Some days, the lesson plans may need to be set aside, and for the sake of your relationship, they need to go away for a bit. Don't be afraid to take breaks when needed and focus on your connection with your child. Be sure you invest in one-on-one time. Heather is a mom of 4 boys. She knew that her oldest, Noah, needed some one-on-one time. With the 3 younger brothers, Noah often felt overlooked, and Heather noticed that he was becoming increasingly withdrawn. One day, Heather decided to take Noah out for a day, just the 2 of them. They spent the day doing things that he loved, and she could see how much that meant to him. The day marked the beginning of a new tradition for Heather and Noah. They started regular one-on-one time, which strengthened their relationship and helped Noah feel more valued. Be sure to spend individual time with each child outside of the homeschooling context. This helps reinforce the parent-child bond and makes your child feel valued. Rachel, a mom of 3, recognized that her middle child, Ethan, needed more independence in his learning. Ethan was a self-starter, but Rachel had been micromanaging his schoolwork, leading to frustration on both sides. She thought she was helping, but really she was holding him back. When Rachel finally let go and allowed Ethan to take charge of his own learning, she saw a huge change in him. He became more confident and motivated, and their relationship improved because she was no longer hovering over him. Encouraging Ethan's independence not only allowed him to excel academically, but it also helped Rachel focus on her younger children while still supporting when he needed it. Teach your children to be self-sufficient in their learning. This not only builds confidence, but it also reduces potential friction between you as the teacher and the parent. Make sure you focus on the big picture. Grace is a homeschool mom of 2. She often found herself getting caught up in the day-to-day challenges of homeschooling. Her daughter Lily was a perfectionist, which often led to tears and frustration during the lessons. After a particularly tough morning, Grace sat down with Lily to talk about why they were homeschooling in the first place. They discussed their goals and their dreams for the future, which helped both of them put everything in perspective. This conversation reminded them to focus on the bigger picture, why they were homeschooling and what they hoped to achieve. A shift in perspective helped them reduce the daily stress and allowed them to enjoy the journey more. Remember that homeschooling is about more than the academics. It's about raising well-rounded individuals. Keep the long-term goal in mind and don't sweat the small stuff. Lisa is a mother of 3. She struggled to manage her own emotions during stressful homeschooling days. Her oldest son, Matthew, was very sensitive and often mirrored Lisa's stress, leading to a cycle of tension between them. Lisa realized that her reactions were setting the tone for their entire homeschool day. She started working on managing her emotions better and teaching Matthew how to handle his feelings too. Lisa introduced breathing exercises and quiet reflection time into their daily routine, which helped both of them manage their emotions better. This not only improved their homeschool experience, but it also strengthened their relationship. Show your children how to manage their emotions by managing your own. Respond to stress with calmness and teach them to do the same. Megan, a homeschooling mom of 4, found that incorporating prayer into their daily routine was essential for maintaining peace and unity in their home. Her son, Jacob, struggled with anxiety, and Megan realized that they both needed to rely on the Lord more. Every morning, they started their day with prayer. It sets a peaceful tone and reminds them that they're not alone in this journey. So make prayer part of your daily routine and cultivate unity and peace within your home. Prioritizing relationships over roles is essential in homeschooling. When we focus on the connection with our kids, the learning will naturally follow. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more content, and share your own experience or tips. Let's support each other in this incredible journey. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.